Welcome and thank you for joining us for the second half hour of The Factor Uncensored. We turn to a situation developing in North Carolina. Some FEMA workers in the state paused operations, but are now working from secure locations after they received threats during hurricane recovery efforts. This comes as rumors are being spread over the government's response. A man was arrested and charged Monday. Witnesses say he had an assault rifle and commented about hurting workers. Joining us to talk about this, Texas State Representative Ron Reynolds and political analyst Angela Box. Reminds us of the Centerpoint situation that we had here. But this is more political, right, Ron?
Absolutely. This is all political. In fact, it is terrible when hundreds of people have died in North Carolina and tens of thousands have been without power, displaced and everything. This is no time for disinformation. The President of the United States, Joe Biden, had to come out and address these false rumors from former President Trump and many others. This is sad when FEMA is there to help people and get people's lives restored, and you got false, misleading, and downright lies that are impacting so many people. The FEMA administrator had to address it. They put it on their website.
And what are some of those lies and rumors that are going on out there?
Here's some of the rumors. That they're only helping, they're not helping people that are in Republican areas. They're spending all the money on migrants and foreign wars. That they're only giving out $750. These are just some of the rampant falsehoods that have been debunked.
All right, Angela, he's pointing the finger at you.
I just would encourage everyone to go to FEMA's website. It's on there right there. Alexander Mayorkas said just a couple of weeks ago, we're out of money. They've given billions of dollars, most of their budget, to illegal migrants.
See if we can look that up and see if you can pull it up.
And also, I've got lots of receipts here. And, I'm old enough to remember when, journalists would, instead of just calling misinformation, I'm not saying it's you, I'm saying this is kind of a rampant thing when people just say, oh, it's misinformation. Instead of just saying that, they'll actually go interview witnesses. And, I have story after story after story here of people on the ground saying FEMA is not delivering supplies. We've got helicopters blowing supplies out of being used, and it turns out it was a North Carolina National Guard unit that did that. That was covered up. That the helicopter was covered up. They were covered in masks. Who gave that order? We have Kamala Harris doing photo ops, having all this supplies put on helicopters and then not taken anywhere. I mean, story after story after story of FEMA blocking private aid workers from helping. It really is at this point in this administration. There are two options here. They're either totally negligent and totally incompetent, or this is on purpose. And
all right,
we see that with
looked up some information for us, and she says Biden didn't take FEMA relief money to use on migrants.
It's on the FEMA website.
Trump did.
It's on the FEMA website itself. So
Ron, let's hear from you, and you.
Okay. It's on the FEMA website.
Isaiah, this is unfortunately part of former President Trump's playbook. Just spread out disinformation, and then it's not even disinformation. It's just flat out lies. And her name is Kamala, by the way. But
Senator
the point I'm making, Isaiah, is that people's lives are impacted. People are dying. People are without their homes, without a place to go. FEMA provides shelter. They provide food, emergency assistance. This is no time to make up this false information.
And it clearly provides a delay.
Yeah, absolutely. They were shut down operations.
Yeah, there's a bunch of people trapped in the mountains that they don't seem to want to help. And also some misinformation that you might find interesting. Speaker Mike Johnson went on CBS News a couple days ago. They edited an interview where he was talking about how on the ground the government is not doing their jobs. They cut out that entire portion of that interview. Kind of reminds me of what they did with Senator Kneepads in 60 Minutes a few days ago. I mean, look, the media has been part of this misinformation. They are the spreaders of this fake news. The people on the ground are the ones saying the government is not doing anything. This is Biden's Katrina, and they're not reporting it honestly, period.
But it's not true. We just saw it fact-checked right here with his producer.
That fact-check is not, okay, with all due respect to the producer, I know for a fact that that on FEMA's website, it says, now they may have scrubbed that, they may memory hold it, but just a couple weeks ago it said, we have helped to resettle migrants with FEMA money, using FEMA money to give it to migrants. This is not false. They ran out of money. Why'd they run out of money? Because they're giving it to migrants. If they got allotted $80 billion last year, and then there's no money for it. And the $750 is absolutely true. Now, I'm not saying that's all they're going to get, but we're giving $200 billion to Ukraine
because of climate change. We've had these natural disasters. FEMA's had to step in
because of the weather.
Thank you, guys. I don't want to get her started on climate change.
I know you don't.